demonstrate how to do a two-pivot movement. From your fighting stance, you first execute the pivot we just covered. After the first pivot, your opponent continues to attack, and you execute a second pivot to again evade his strike. This second pivot is a little more complicated. It demands a little technique. But if you dedicate time to practicing it, you'll begin to use it with ease. One pivot, now the second pivot. The counterattack is optional. You can escape and then attack with a punch or kick, but the most important part is to execute both pivots and evade your opponent's relentless attack. Just as with the previous technique, you're going to end up with your opposite leg forward. I started with my left foot forward, and I ended after both pivots with my right leg forward. Although this might be a little hard to manage when first starting out, utilizing movements such as these will confuse your opponent. No matter how hard he attacks, he won't be able to find you because you're always one step ahead, always cutting angles. Two pivots in the counterattack. One more time. A little more loose now, a little quicker. Now I demonstrate how to take two backward steps and then execute a pivot, a combination of movements that comes in handy against an advancing opponent. As always, you want to have correct posture and a strong base. You want your guard to be up for protection. Now when you take each step backward, you want to combine it with a strike to prevent your opponent from overrunning you. That strike will help you maintain distance and slow your opponent's advance. So you take one step, another step, and then pivot. One more time. 1, 2, pivot. You never want to take more than 2 steps backward. 2 steps is your limit. Always one step, your second step, pivot.